students. Today's topic is leaf type in lesson vegetative morphology. Last video class you learnt about structure of leaf and the functions of leaf. In this video you are going to learn about leaf type and the modification of leaves. Leaf type. It is a pattern of division of a leaf into discrete components or segment is termed as leaf type. So based upon the number of segments present in the leaf type is classified into simple leaf and compound leaf. A simple leaf. A simple leaf is said to be a simple, that is single, when the petiole bears a single lamina and the lamina may be entire, that is undivided, example mango, or incessas, it may be divided but the division is not so deep up to the midrib or petiole, example cucurbita. A compound leaf. A compound leaf is a one in which the main rachis means a stalk of a compound leaf. The main rachis bears more than one leaf or one or two lamina surfaces called the leaflets. A compound leaf have evolved to increase a total lamina surface, that is the axillary bud and the axil of the whole compound leaf. That is, the bud arises from the base of the rachis. Either the leaflet does not possess any axillary buds. The compound leaf is again classified into two types. One is a pinnately compound leaf and palmately compound leaf. A pinnately compound leaf. A pinnately compound leaf is defined as one in which the rachis bears, the main axis bears laterally a number of leaflets arranged alternatively or in an opposite manner. So the leaves are arranged the leaflets are arranged in a alternate manner in the rachis, or it may be arranged opposite manner. Example tamarind and cassia. First, unipinnate compound leaf, pinnately compound leaf, bipinnately compound leaf, tripinnately compound leaf and decompound leaf. The pinnately compound leaf is classified into four types: unipinnate, bipinnate, tripinnate and decompound. First, unipinnate compound leaf. The rachis is simple and unbranched. So the main rachis does not divided, which bears leaflets directly on its sides in alternate or opposite manner. Example rose and neem. Unipinnate compound leaf is again classified into two types. One is peripinnate and imparipinnate. The unipinnate compound leaf is classified into peripinnate and imparipinnate. Peripinnate, when the leaflet are even in a number, that is it ends in a 2. The leaflet ends in a 2 number. The leaflet is said to be peripinnate, that is paired structure. Example tamarindus, apris, suspania, saraca and cassia. When the leaflets are ends in an odd number 1 means it is said to be imparipinnate, they are impair. Example rose, neem, Chinese box are some of the example for imparipinnate compound leaf. Next is a bipinnate compound leaf. The primary rachis produces secondary rachis which bears the leaflets. The secondary rachis are known as pinnae. Number of pinnae varies depending upon the species. Example Dilonix, Mimosa, Acacia, Cisalpinia. The next type is a tripinnate, when the rachis branches thrice. That is, the first primary rachis gives rise to secondary rachis. The secondary rachis again produces lateral branches, that is tertiary rachis. The tertiary rachis contains the leaflets. Example moringa. Here the rachis branches into thrice. The last type is decompound. In a decompound type of a leaf, the rachis of a leaf is branched several times, it is called a decompound. Example, Daucus carota, carrot, Coriandrum sativum, and Funiculum vulgare are some of the example for a decompound leaf. The next is a palmately compound leaf. In palmately compound leaf, the leaves are look like a pear-shaped. Is defined as one in which the petiole bears terminally at the tip one or more leaflets which seems to be radiating from a common point like fingers from the paw. So it's look like a paw. From the paws the finger arises. Palmately compound leaf is also classified into unifoliate, bifoliate, trifoliate, quadrifoliate and multifoliate palmately compound leaf. First, unifoliate compound leaf. In unifoliate compound leaf, a single leaflet is attached to the petiole. It's said to be unifoliate. So a single leaflet is attached to a petiole. It is called as a unifoliate compound leaf. Example, citrus, Desmodium giganticum. The next is bifoliate compound leaf. When there are two leaflets attached to the petiole, it is said to be bifoliate. Example, Belentis, Roxburghi, Hardwickia binata, and Zorinia diphylla are some of the example for bifoliate compound leaf. The next is a trifoliate compound leaf. There are three leaflets attached to the petiole. It is said to be trifoliate compound leaf. Example, wood apple, Agil marmolosus bilbum, clover, trifolicum, lab, green gram and oxalis are some of the example for trifoliate compound leaf. The next is a quadrifoliate compound leaf. In quadrifoliate compound leaf, there are four leaflets attached to the petiole. It is said to be a quadrifoliate. Example, Paris quadrifolia, Marsilia. The last type of palmately compound leaves are multifoliate or digitate compound leaf. 5 or more leaflets are attached and spread like a fingers. So the leaf is look like a fingers arises from the paw. Example, silk cotton tree, Cleome pentaphylla, Bambuck sibia are some of the example of trifoliate, multifoliate compound leaf. Topic is modification of leaf. The leaf is modified to perform different functions such as tendril, spines, hooks, leaf bladder, storage leaves, pitcher, phyllodes, floral leaves. Tendrils, example is pisum, spines opentia, hooks bignonia, leaf bladder utricularia, storage leaves aloe, pitcher plant nepenthes, phyllodes acacia, floral leaves modification Delonix regia. Modification of leaves. The main function of the leaf is it prepares food by means of photosynthesis. You all know about photosynthesis. The leaves modified to perform some special functions also. They are leaf tendrils. In some plants, the stem is very weak. In some plants, the stem is very weak. In this plant, with the help of the leaves modification, the plant attached to the nearby support. So it have a special organ for attachment to the support. Some leaves are partially or wholly modified into tendrils. The tendrils are slender, wiry, coiled structure which helps the plant to climb on the support. Some of the modification of leaf tendrils are entire leaf is modified into a tendril in Lathyrus, sweet pea, stipules. Sometimes the stipules are the lateral leaf-like structure present at the base of the leaf. Similex, terminal leaflet. Sometimes the tip leaflets are modified into tendril. Nerovelia, Leaf tips are modified into tendrils in gloriosa. Apical leaflet. The apex leaflets are modified into leaflets in, that is, tendrils in pizum. Petiole. Sometimes the stalk of the leaf, that is petiole, is modified into hook tendril-like structure. Example, clematitis. The next is the leaf hooks. The leaf hooks. Some plants, the leaves are modified into hook-like structure that helps the plant to climb. In cat's nail, Bignonia angusticata, an elegant climber. It is an elegant climber. The terminal leaflets becomes modified into three very sharp, stiff and curved hooks, very much like a nails of a cat. It looked like a nails of the cat. These hooks climb the bark of a tree and act as an organ of support for climbing. It is used for climbing the plant to the nearby support. The leaf spines of asparagus is also act as a hook. The next is the leaf spines and prickles. The leaves of certain plants develop spinosyn structure either on the surface or on the margin of, or as an adaptation to herbivory and xerophatic condition. Herbivory, that is the grazing of animal. In order to avoid themselves from the grazing of animal, the plant itself possesses spines or prickles. Some xerophatic plants such as opentia, those plants contains a spines. That is, the leaves are modified into spine-like structure, whereas the stem is modified to perform the functioning of photosynthesis. The example is Argemone mexicana, Solanum trilobatum, Solanum virgantinum. In xerophatic plants such as opentia and euphorbia, the leaves and stipules are modified into spines. Prickles are small, sharp structure which are the outgrowth from epidermal cells of stem or leaf. That is, outer covering of the stem or leaves are modified into prickle-like structure. It helps the plant in scrambling over other plants. It is used to scrambling the plant to the nearby support. It is also protective against herbivory. Example, rose species, rupus species. The next is a storage leaf. Some plants of a saline, that is, which lives in the salt water and xerophatic habitats, are members of the family Crusolinaceae. Commonly have fleshy or swollen leaves. The leaves become swollen and fleshy. The succulent leaves store water. It contains water, mucilage or food material. Such a storage leaves resistant desiccation. So it resists desiccation. Example, aloe, agave, bryophyllum. Such plants, the leaves are very succulent and fleshy due to the presence of water in there, that is, storage of water in their leaves. First is a phylloclad. The phylloclads are flat, green colored, leaf-like modification of petiole or rachis. The stalk of the compound leaf or the leaf stalk is modified into flat green leaf-like structure. The leaflets or lamina of the leaf are highly reduced or cadaceous. It become withered. The phyllodes perform photosynthesis and other functions of the leaf. That is, the rachis of the leaves performing photosynthesis. Example, acacia and Parkinsonia. Pitcher plant. Nepenthes. The leaves become modified into a pitcher, a pot-like structure in Nepenthes and Sarracenia. In Nepenthes, the basal part of the leaf is laminar and the midrib continues as a coiled tendrilar structure. So the midrib are modified into a tendril-like structure and bearing the pitcher at its tip. The apical part of the leaf is modified into pitcher. The mouth of the pitcher is closed by a lid. This is the modification of leaf apex. The lid is the modification of leaf apex. This pitcher plants or the insectivorous plant, it captures the insect and digests the insect and digest it and get the protein from the insect. This plant lives in the nitrogen deficiency area. Bladder. In bladder wart, that is utricularia. These plants are aquatic plants. The next is the bladder. In bladder wart, utricularia, a rootless, free-floating or slightly submerged plant common in many water bodies. The leaf is very much segmented. It is having a segmented leaves. Some of the segments are modified to form a bladder, a ball-like structure with a trapdoor entrance that traps aquatic animalcules. So like the Nepenthes, the bladderwort is also an insectivorous plant which lives in the aquatic condition. It traps the aquatic animalcules. Floral leaves. The floral parts such as sepals, petals, stamens and carpels are modified leaves. The sepals and petals are leafy. They are protective in function and considered non-essential reproductive parts. The petals are usually colored, which attract the insect for pollination. Stamens are considered pollen-bearing microphyllous and carpels are ovule-bearing megaphyllous. The next is the leaf duration. The leaf may stay and function for few years to many years, largely determined by the adaptation of climatic condition. First is a caduceus. Falling off soon after the formation. That is, the leaf fall soon after the formation. Example, Opentia citrus quadrangularis. The leaves possess vascular tissue in the form of a veins, deciduous, falling at the end of the growing season, so that the plant is leafless in winter, summer season. Example, maple. Evergreen. The leaves persistent throughout the year, falling regularly, so the tree is never leafless. Example, calophyllum. Marcescent. Leaves not falling but withering on the plant, as in several members of Fagaceae family. So these are all about the modification of leaves.